Sir, please. I would also request our Regional Director, Western Region, Dr. Rajesh Srivastav, to kindly take on the.
All of you. Uh, Let me welcome all of you here and set the tone. What are we going to gain from this particular vendor meet? We have some excellent speakers from Bharat Earth Movers Limited and Bharat Dynamics Limited, L&T Sufi. Wonderful job they are doing for a B2B platform. Now, friends, all of you are aware that Government of India has passed two important things for MSMEs. One is public procurement policy, where public sector undertakings have to procure 25% of their requirement from MSMEs. So it's an act. So they are bound to buy 25% of the requirement from all of you. So it is our duty now to approach them and become adaptable to their procedures and their requirements, their quality standards. That's very important. The second is recently, I think 2-3 days back, the Supreme Court passed a ruling where they have to, of course it was already there, they made it more from MSME sector. So this is the reason why we fixed this program. And I request if you can take the major takeaways from this program would be the procurement opportunities from these two companies, what they want to buy, and how the landscape for B2B is emerging on e-commerce, where L&T Sufi is present here, and they will tell you how you can use their platform to do B2B business, registration and listing procedures, and related government initiatives. So I just leave it here, and I request our Regional Chairman South to kindly present the welcome address. Mr. Raman Raghu, please. Thank you.
Good morning to you all. Distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, and valued partners. It is my pleasure to welcome you to a dedicated vendor development session aligned with the 11th edition of International Engineering Sourcing Show, the leading international platform for engineering MSMEs in India to engage in global sourcing. The 3-day event is set to host more than 300 international buyers, presenting them with unparalleled opportunities to explore sourcings from Indian MSMEs. In addition, the event will feature over 300 exhibitors from across the engineering supply chain and technology sector, highlighting a series of sourcing and vendor development initiatives. In the ever-changing landscape of global engineering, collaboration is key to achieve success. India's public sector undertaking continue to be the foundational pillars for vendor development opportunities within the country. Moreover, as we step into the future, marked by groundbreaking innovation, our esteemed vendor community is eager to engage in innovative platforms, enhancing their participation in both domestic and international value chains. Vendor and business development are pivotal for the strategic allocation of our finite financial resources. Given the engineering sector's dynamic nature, characterized by shift innovations, emerging technologies, evolving standards, and certification criteria, these elements are critical for success of vendor and business partnership. Consequently, MSME consistently seek an affordable and sustainable platform for their business expansion, aiming to navigate this ever-changing landscape with allied and foresight. I cordially welcome you again to today's session, where we will be explore pivotal topics such as opportunities for procurement from leading public sector undertakings, including vendor registration policies and procedures. The evolving landscape of B2B transaction on e-commerce platform, specifically its significance for engineering MSMEs. The procedures for registration and listing on e-commerce platform. Government initiatives aim to boosting MSME participation in these sectors. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished speakers from Indian public sector undertakings. A particular note of appreciation goes to the team from L&T Sufin e-commerce project for graciously allocating their precious time to be with us today. The gathering marks an invaluable opportunity for us to broaden our horizons in vendor development. I wish everyone here a productive and enriching sessions ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your remarks. Now we'll move ahead with the action for the session ahead. Now I would request Mr. Harshvardhan Dave from Bharat Dynamics Limited to kindly take over the session. Sir, over to you. Sir, can we all sit down? Requesting everyone on the dais, probably we can sit down and we can have the address on the screen.
Good morning, everybody. It's nice to be in Coimbatore, and it's a lovely day to address all of you present here. Rather than address, I would like to say that I would be sharing what we in BDL are doing for MSME, apart from our regular production. At the onset, I would like to thank our management, especially Commodore Madhav Rao, Chairman, Managing Director and Director Production, Shri P.V. Rajaram, and Commodore Girish Pradhan, and my commercial head Srinivas Reddy for giving me this lovely opportunity to share my thoughts with you. So, friends, I am Harshvardhan Dave. I am a Deputy General Manager in Bharat Dynamics Limited, and I am looking after the commercial operations of the corporate office as well as the company. So my presentation is centered around 3 to 4 parts, wherein I would like to start with what exactly our company is, so that in a brief we'll be able to know what BDL is. Though a lot of us know about BDL, but still we have grown from making lots of legacy products into a lot of new products. So the vision of BDL is to be a world-class manufacturer in the manufacture of missiles. Now, missiles are a single-shot devices, so we need to understand that being a single-shot device, you need to be absolutely perfect when you are making the product and you are delivering it to the customer. So my vision statement is very clear: to be a world-class enterprise producing international products that for the defense industry. And we want to establish ourselves as in the aerospace we are already established, but we have got to further expand our foothold from existing products and move on into new product zone. So as of now, we are a public sector undertaking which was established in 1970. It started from a small space in Hyderabad, and now we have developed to multi-locations, and lots of products have also been added. We have started with SS-11B1, which was a missile long time back, and now we are into a lot of aerospace weapons. We are into underwater weapons. We are also into mines. We are also into lots of areas wherein hitherto no company has ventured into. And we are a weapon system integrator. So being a weapon system integrator, like most of us might be knowing that a missile comprises basically of 6 sections, starting from the section 1 to 3, which are electronic components, to the navigation systems, to the fuel systems, to the payload, and all the intercabling that runs between them. So manufacturing each and every section is a challenge in itself. So most of the products that we are doing are DRDO products. Also there are products which are legacy products, which we have been taking the transfer of technology from other OEMs and developing them. So we are basically a missile system integrator, and we integrate the product. And for example, if you take an Akash missile system, the missile system we build, but it's not without the 28 ground support equipment which go into the firing of the missile. There is a troop level radar, there is an automatic controller. So there are lots of support equipments which are required, and for which we need to be in touch with all our vendors and suppliers. Next, coming to quality certifications, when we are manufacturing a product of this level, so we need to be AS certified. And I have myself been a quality personnel throughout my career, almost spanning over 2.5 decades. So in this, we have got all my 6 divisions which are certified with AS 9100D. That is the latest aerospace standard as of now. And I would also like to inform the gathering that one more standard is coming. So the AS 9100D standard has been more where the processes have been integrated, and the problems which have been faced by the suppliers, they have been addressed in AS 9100D. Further, the new version is coming. It was supposed to come, but it has not yet come. So it will be coming soon, and a new version will be released wherein further changes have been made to make it more friendly to the people who are using it. And the certification is also very easy. Why I am telling this as a part of this MSME meet is that this serves as a pre-qualifier for a lot of MSMEs to get on board with my company. AS is a very good certification. Then EMS, obviously we have to be environmentally conscious when you are making a product of that level. You don't pollute the environment. I can't have say explosive without having necessary precautions. So there are so many things, and whenever we make, we are not supposed to discharge effluents. We have an effluent treatment plant in our setup, and it is not there only in one setup. It is there in a lot of setups, and we also everyone is well aware of the data being transferred on net. Now, as of now, I would like to be very particular to say that all my drawings and all that, it's not so easy for me to put on the net. And GEM is an open platform. So for that, what solution I found it, suppose I give a bid and there's an expression of interest, we also give the emails of the person who is indented so that you can contact the person, what are the specifications, what exactly he wants. We give you that opportunity, because after once the bid is closed, nothing can be done. So, but still government has mandated that we increase our procurement through GEM, and GEM is a very important platform. So most of the suppliers need to onboard themselves on GEM. So as said, the business areas are these are all our bread and butter, and I need not say again and again, like we are into missiles, we are into launchers, unified launcher for test equipment. Then we have got ground support equipments for each and every underwater weapons, like torpedoes, lightweight torpedo, and heavyweight torpedoes. Sonoma airborne countermeasures dispensing system. Countermeasure dispensing system is one which emits chaffs and flares, and this is one which we have started with the Jaguar aircraft way back in 2009, and now we are supplementing 8 to 9 platforms. Each one has got a different software, it has got a different dispenser, it has got a different magazine, and I'm very proud to say that we have applied for, we have got a lot of orders for airborne countermeasure system, and also some export orders for, and underwater decoy systems are there, and we are also into refurbishment and life extension of missiles. So after a particular time, there are a lot of components which don't work in the missile, so they are like Osaike, and they can be refurbished, and we can again go ahead with reusing them. It's again not an easy process. You need to get into the agreement with the to whom you are supplied, like, and then get it back to your, and then component obsolescence, a very major issue in electronic industry. DDC's chip or a CPLD which was available yesterday will not be available today, and then we have to again modify the drawings. So this all we have done internally in our D&D division, which is a design and engineering wholly in-house division. So we are located at 6 different locations. I've come from Hyderabad, and all our units are spread at Sangareddy, and Visakhapatnam is mostly for underwater weapons. But yes, every technology, every machines are there, and we are capable of distributing the load and taking more orders as and when they come. And we have got a very good test facility, which is one of its kind at Ibrahimpatnam. We are a rocket motor test facility. Now, this rocket motor test facility is one of its unique test bed facilities, which is used to test only the rocket motor, which is being used for Akash. We are now doing it for Akash NG missile. And this facility also, we are giving a lot of our facilities also on testing facilities are open to MSMEs. So they are available on my website, bdl.com. And what are the facilities and the details? They are available at Kanchanbag, and they are available in my Milan division. They are available at Banur. We are all NABL accredited labs, so we will be happy if you approach us, and we will be helping you with the testing also. So that hand-holding part of it, which most of the time is received by us, that okay, you're developing so many niche components here, even to high technology area, so why don't you help us? We'll also do it for you. So we are doing it. You please come to our laboratories. We'll take you around for a tour and show you what we're using. Not only for especially women entrepreneurs also, we have taken them for and try to show them what we are doing and what they can do, and try to help them in becoming our partners in the long run, so that we also are able to achieve our, as sir has told, Srivastava sir, to achieve the targets. Then the BDL ecosystem is a very big and ecosystem wherein we have a lot of collaborators. We have got industry partners, and I have put MSME is a major partner now as per the Government of India directives, and MSMEs are required to be with us. We try to have 50-60 vendors added to our database every month, or say every 2 or 3 months, but the quantum of MSMEs we would love if they increase, so that my total vendor base increases. Not only I want my vendor base to increase, I also want that the number of MSMEs to partner is with my production process. And obviously users are the army who give us the orders, and we percolate them. Whatever we can do. We can also help the MSMEs in offloading a part of our, because being a main system integrator, doing everything ourselves, we may have to take the help of MSMEs in meeting the deadlines for delivery, and we are surely doing that. We continue to do so, and then the most important is we want to have a quality product. So AS certification for me was actually mandatory, and it is very necessary. The Naval Armaments, Director General of Naval Armaments, the Director General of Aeronautical Quality Assurance, and Director General Quality Assurance. So all these directors, we keep on interacting with them. We have a unique manual in which we have talked of all the tests. There are around 30-40 tests which are mentioned in the manual which is coming. And those tests are mandatory for getting a missile ready. We have got a lot of testing, like roadability test, thermal vibration test. There are, and then you got, there's so many tests, almost 40-50, and they are mentioned. So we have given our suggestions regarding what the testing has to be and how it can be simplified. Again, the same thing. So our business model is very clear that we want to have all these 5 as a part of our complete end-to-end solutions. And also we do a lot of co-development, wherein we also do concurrent engineering. So I've talked about my products. Milan is an anti-tank guided missile manufactured solely in the Kanchanbag complex. It's a missile having the highest kill probability, one of our finest and most accurate missiles, and also the Kongruz-M and the Invar missiles, 3UBK 2M. And these other 2 missiles were manufactured with TOT from Russia. And Akash is our homegrown DRDO product. So we have supplied completely the Akash 2 regiment order and this order has, and these are not deployed on very vital installations. So I'm very proud to say that, and also the MRSAM, Astra and Helena ATGMs. So all these products, Astra has gone into production, and we are expecting more orders from the Tri Services. These are the lightweight torpedoes and the heavyweight torpedoes. This has also been, these products have been a part of our naval products, and they are very important as far as, and these are made at our plant at Visakhapatnam. We have got site activity. Site A activity is done at Kanchanbag, site B at Visakhapatnam, where the integration and testing are done. This product has been developed with the help of a Naval Science and Technological Laboratory. If anyone gets a chance to visit the NSTL, there are a lot of live models which show actually how the functioning of the torpedo is happening. So that would be very helpful. If anyone is interested, most welcome to get in touch with me, and we'll arrange all your security clearances. Just come to us, see how it is happening. And this has been our important products for the last few years, and in future also they'll continue to do so. Then as I was speaking, this countermeasure dispensing system. This countermeasures dispensing system, CMDS as it is called, it is fitted in all the fighter aircrafts as of now. So we started with a Jaguar aircraft, we developed it in-house, and we made it fully functional, and a whole team visited Bangalore and all the installation sites. We uploaded software, and we also fitted the magazines, and these have become our flagship product. And we also got orders wherein we are exporting this for. We also plan to increase the supply of all these to all the fighter aircrafts like Jaguar, LCA, and we are also trying to see that it gets fitted in other aircrafts also. So there are 9 platforms on which we have developed the software. It's a totally homegrown product, and we have been still working on modifying the software as and when the threat perception increases or decreases. Definitely the threat perception will increase, so we have to keep on modifying what types of, there are a lot of combinations for this. So those are a matter of technicality. And refurbishment or life extension, I've already told you, this is for OSIK. And now as far as the push of the Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji has told that Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas, and Sabka Prayas, and Sabka Vishwas. So this part is a part of that Prayas, wherein we are trying to get more and more people on board, and more and more MSMEs to be a part of the supply chain mechanism. And it's not that we are looking at that you take a very large thing, like very small example I can give, like printing on heat shrinkable sleeves. It's a very good thing, but I should not use it. We are trying it. We are finding it difficult to get people on board for that. Heat shrinkable sleeves are there. Interconnecting connectors are there. We want some gold-plated connectors for better connectivity. So a lot of recently I had a chance to visit an L&T immersive defensive conclave. So in that also we have discussed with L&T people at Surat that what you are doing so that you can get these people on board. So some of the best practices they are also following. We also want to follow that. So there is a lot of scope that once you get in touch with us and send your details, we can get you into the core product areas. What product we are making, and in that a small part, a big part, assembly, sub-assembly, and you can help us with machining and whatever expertise is available. And even if it is not available, it is available with us, like a 6-axis CNC machine. And this is also available, like we have put it on our website, that you can use our machines, and but you have to be very particular in that you can send your person. We will also handhold you for getting certifications also, so that our aim is to empower them so that they help us in achieving our goals. So supporting MSME, maximizing Indianization. This is again a flagship or rather an area of impetus which has been given recently, or almost some last 3 to 4 years, wherein we want to reduce the dependence on exports, and that has to be done only when we indigenize the items. So as far as BDL is concerned, we have got around 1,000 plus items, and all these items are available on the Srijan portal. What has to be done, how it has to be done, what is the quantity required, and there are raw materials also which are in excess of 20,000-30,000. So for all that, we have got PROs. I think most of the people may be aware of PRO. What is PRO? PRO 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is a product reference number. So as and when we upload the specification on the Srijan portal, a PRO number is given, and based on that PRO, you can go to the Srijan portal and see what are the requirements, whether it is our Bhanur division or Vizag or Hyderabad, and how much quantity. Lots of quantities are there for raw materials. They're also there for finished products, finished components. In that way, you can help us. And the indigenization, if you again visit, there are a lot of PILs, positive indigenization list. So this 1,000 plus items which I am doing in my company, in most of the cases I have been able to find out vendors, but we would like that more of the vendors get associated with us, and again visit the portal, because the number gets indigenized and new items also get added. Like the last figure which I know is, I think 1124. I'm not. So it may have become around 1,000 plus, but some more items which can be indigenized and help from Indian partners are used, not only local. Anywhere in India, we'll be most happy to have them on board. Then there are around a lot of future programs in which BDL is executing currently. Quick Reaction SAM is there, then Akash Next Generation is there. We have got a Seeker facility which is making this, all our products are made completely in-house. Of course, we have got a lot of vending partners, but we are the prime integration agency, and we get the designers, we get the approved sources from which we go. At the same time, we need to qualify our vendors. So qualification of vendors is also a process which is involved, qualification and validation of vendors. So that is the reason we put a lot of emphasis on quality. And even if you have a setup which may be having some, maybe around 50, 100 or 200, I'm just giving an example, do approach us, we'll help you out in certifications, what exactly we need. So MPA, man-portable ATGM, there's a lot of products, anti-airfield weapon, then Sonobuoy is underwater product, and we are going into mines, advanced lightweight torpedoes. These are all technical issues, and the details obviously available on my website. So all these things, there are a lot of products wherein why I have shown the product range is that apart from my products which I am already doing, I am into a lot of these products, and they have got a very good order book position. So anywhere if you want to contact, you can get in touch with us. You can get in touch with the MM of the divisions which are executing the products, and they'll let you know what are the requirements. This is just a broad how many products we are doing. So recently in 2023, I have released the updated manual, and this has got around somewhere around 354 pages, and this takes into account the latest policies which have been circulated from time to time by the government to us. Now this is a very important part, because when we are functioning as a part of an integrated mechanism, and we want all people to be inclusive, so procurement is a very procedural process. So we have to ensure that we follow all the procedures, we follow it at the right time, and we get the right quality, and we get it from the right vendor, so that we always be a part of the inclusive development of this process. And fresh startups are being registered, and we have already done some funding for some of them. Then purchase preference clause to MSME vendors is well known, as Sir has told in the beginning. I was also talking of test facilities. So these test facilities, like even the test facility with regards to calibration is also available on our websites, and these are at 3 different locations. So if you take my standards lab, it does calibration. It also does calibration of soldering irons and multimeters. These may appear to be areas in which a lot of things like calibration is done by so many people. There are a lot of test facilities, and what is the test facility being used for which particular project, and what we are offering, they are in list 1 and list 2 in my website. So request you to go through it, and we request also to register on 8Reds platform. Again, government has mandated that you be on 8Reds platform so that payments are made easier, and also it becomes very crystal clear that, and yes, women entrepreneurs and SCSC vendors. So 3% procurement and 4% procurement are mandated by the government, and we are trying our best to achieve that figure. Here I would like to submit that BDL has been able to achieve around 500 per month from MSME, and the last three years we have crossed around 15 to 1700 crores from MSMEs. But yes, I would frankly admit that we need more contribution from women entrepreneurs and SC/ST. We are still trying to get as many of them on board and trying to help them, because that is where the emphasis is, and that is where we have been addressing so many conclaves and conferences. And women entrepreneurs, yes, we have taken a lot of pains to, we have taken them to our D&D division, design and engineering, then electronic division, and cabling divisions, and lots of high-tech areas also, wherein we have got a wave soldering process, we have got an automatic, we have got automatic wave soldering, and by that around 40-50 PCBs can be made in an hour. But yes, the programming for that PCB takes around 3 to 6 months, because we have got all SMD components, and we have got lots of small, all those SMD components which are very difficult to trace. So the programming itself took around 6 months, but when we are able to do it for our projects, it was a very good satisfaction for us. So that also we can show it to you. I have already spoken about the Srijan portal and participation in MSME exhibitions as a part. This is also a part of the prayas that we are doing to get more and more people on board. Now the registration process is again on my website. It's again very simple, and visiting my website, then it will. We are yet to migrate to the public procurement portal. We are now on a different portal now, but soon we'll be doing that. So it gives you all the details, like it's very simplified. You have to load your 3 years documents. You have to load your I think performances. They are very standard process. And any changes in documents, especially there is a possibility that sometimes the ownership changes, or sometimes there is a changes to the structure of the company. So better that you inform us, otherwise it will excuse me, it will not get updated, so that leads to delay in payment sometime. But we will ensure you that all the payments are made as soon as the acceptance is done, and the delay is almost nil, and that is what we have reported to ministry. As a part of the ministry, that MSME keeps on having rather assessing a performance. So last year in October there was a parliamentary committee which visited BDL at Vizag, and therein it assessed the actual records. It went into depth and saw the records, and they were happy to see that our MSME payments were almost on time, and there were no pending payments. So any pending payment directly we get a reminder from ministry. So we make it a point that because we know that a lot of people are employed, and the working capital has got its limits, so we try to see that it gets done in time. And I can say that all 100% payments are done in time. That is that BDL has been following since past so many years. Then the certifications are again available, and it is better to have certifications. I myself qualified for, I took a training of almost 300 people in BDL for AS9100D. So this aerospace standard has been developed by the International Organization for Standardization, which is headquartered in Brussels, and a new version is coming. So here it's actually a very simple process. I can only describe it as write what you do what you write. So once you yourself define your process, say you take a special process, I'm just saying, of soldering. So everything is very well defined in that you need to have temperature of the soldering tip. You need to have an ADCAP qualified person. You need to have an IPC 6110 qualified, your radio mechanics. So this is where when you go into special process, a lot of things are involved. But when you talk of generic process, they're very simple. Like if you take a procedure for procurement, now that is a procedure 8.4 in AS, which speaks about control of externally provided processes. That is nothing but purchasing. Earlier the process was called purchasing, but when so many vendors have been associated, so many inputs are being delivered to us from so many quarters. So we are also required to, you may also outsource your process. So that clause was modified and became control of externally provided processes. So this process deals with all the procurement process, the validation. Then you have got a configuration control. Say the software update is there. Then you need to control your software updations. I can't fit an old software in a CMDS and send it for fighting, send it on the warfare. It has to be the latest. So all these configuration control are managed if you are able to have this process. And software chain management is also a process. All these will be covered if you document your process and follow it diligently. It's a good thing to have this certification. And all my divisions are certified with AS. Akash division is there, Milan, Concruise. Then we also have CPI GMP division, which exclusively is for making the components. So we are very happy to help you on this. Then we need to have a lot of testing and measuring equipment facilities. And they need to be calibrated, they need to be in time, and you need to measure the temperature, humidity, all the conditions. So all this is a part of the controlled environment in which we make our products. And the compliance with the certifying agency is also very crucial and mandatory. Any report not able to up to the mark or not able to get through the DGA direct to the inspectorates, the product or the subsystem will not be cleared. So most of us may be familiar with lots of phases of checks are there for say missile, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4. So these are all software simulations. So each and every stage there will be a stage checking, there will be a QC checking before that, and there will be a final stage integration checking. After that the missile will be packed and the transportation to the required depots. So each and every stage the product has to be certified and it has to be qualified. And for that, we need the signature of the inspectorates at each and every state. That is why having a certification, having a formats in which it is done will be very easier for all my MSME friends here. And as I was speaking that special processes need a lot of training. So you have to be, if you are doing a welding process, you need to see that there are no blowholes, no cracks. That's well known. But I need to qualify the operator every 6 months to 1 year. If you don't qualify the operator, he gets, I should not use the word, he's not able to do that. So he's not supposed to do that because the inspector will see, is he qualified? Has he done so many weldings? Has he done it for Akash project? And how good has been the joint? They will see the reports. Then there are X-ray machines. They will see the grains. So all these part of the high-tech areas. So we have got an X-ray lab wherein everything will be very clear. And those items which don't clear will be automatically rejected. So that is where the requirement of skilled manpower is very essential, and BDL is proud to have that. Almost all our radio mechanics are working in electronic division. We have got fitters, we have got mechanics. So same thing, similar sort of activity if they are doing in other areas, it will be useful. And if they are qualified, it becomes an additional, additional qualification to be on board with BDL. GEM is known to everybody. Okay. So we are issuing the tender sets free of cost and exemption of payment of EMD who register Udyam. So Udyam registration will entail a lot of benefits to our vendors. So it is better that you get registered, and that reflects automatically with the certificate. And in a tender participant MSME's quoting price, the price band L1 plus 15 shall be allowed to supply portion up to 20% by bringing it down to L1. So this is also one of the facilities or which we will be giving as per the MSME Act. That MSMED Development Act stipulates certain things which we have to do. Then collateral free loans from bank are there. Again, they have their own process. So last time when I had a conference, Axis Bank had come forward. Maybe here also, if people are there from the banks, they can help you. Other was from SIDBI also, which gave a presentation regarding what facilities they are giving to me last time. So 2-3 banks are there which are forthcoming to help you with the loans. Then 50% discount on trademark and patent fees, and also reimbursement of ISO certification charges. These charges depend on company to company, but for my company, which I did almost for one single, it doesn't require more than 1 lakh or 2 lakhs. It depends on the party quoting it, and obviously, as a government, we have to go for L1. So these charges will also be reimbursed. So being a quality man, which I have done some work, I know that this will be helpful. Now, what are the BDL's latest achievements? So apart from that, and how we are tackling and going to the forefront and protecting our borders, and these are the things that I have done. We have already established an RF Seeker facility which was opened by the Honorable Rakshamurthy. Then we have a awarded manufacturing facility which is there. Then we have a new upcoming propellants and rocket facility which is also coming up. Then we have a good order book position. So that is how we want the MSMEs to help us in contributing to achieve our targets and venturing into new products like space and engines. So that's it, sir, from my side. And if you have any questions or any queries regarding how to be on board with me, and my BDL vendor development is my vendor development address, bdl-ap@bdl-india.in. So please send your company details and what product you want to get associated, and we'll be happy to help. I would not use the word help you, we'll be hand-holding in some areas in which you need the expertise. Because when you have come up to this area, definitely you need some area, some hand-holding in areas in which you like to be strong. And most of the MSME vendors have got one, should I use the word doubt, or say like some of my products are turnkey products. Like if I do 500 numbers of a particular missile A, and you supply the components, it happens that I may not be able to, the product B which comes from the army is different from product A. So most of the MSMEs have that, apprehension that if I set up a product line for catering to products for product A, what will happen to my line if I go for a new product B? So now let me make it amply clear that it will be good if you take certain areas which are more generic in nature. So I have also got a list of 358 items which has been listed on the MSME website, which are generic items, which are specifically listed, and like BDL or PSUs have to buy from them. I have got the list with me, but because of paucity of time that cannot be done. It is there in my pen drive. So those 358 items are there, and from which I have already taken some 100 or 150 items out of that. Those are generic items, they are not production related. So there are a lot of ways in which we'd be happy to have MSMEs on board and help you become a part of Atmanirbhar and Viksit Bharat. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your enriching session, and it was actually very great to know that with open hands you have put forth the opportunity to the MSMEs present out here. I understand we all would be having a lot of queries. I would request to just hold them back. We will have a separate session with your queries, and then we'll try to address. Moving further now, I would request our BEML team to kindly address the MSMEs further. Sir.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank EEPC India and team that is for hosting this India Engineering Sourcing Show at Coimbatore. And thank you, sir, for providing this opportunity. I will be presenting regarding our company BEML. First of all, it will be like what are our products, what is our policy towards Atmanirbhar Bharat Indian nation, what is the procurements that we are doing from MSCs, and how we are procuring related to GEM, and what are our future plans. And if you want to become a vendor to BEML, what are the ways and means to become a vendor to BEML? So I'll be following this pattern in this presentation. So regarding our company, we started in 1964. Ours is a Mini Ratna company coming under the Ministry of Defence. We supply to core sectors starting from defence and aerospace, mining and construction, rail and metro. So mainly mining and construction is having 50% of the sales, defence and aerospace from 23%, and rail and metro 27%. So these are the major three business verticals which we operate. So we have we have manufacturing complexes at 4 different locations. We have metro manufacturing at Bangalore. We have equipment manufacturing like dumpers, graders and water sprinklers at Mysore, and also an engine division at Mysore. We have major equipment manufacturing at KGF, mainly dozers, excavators. We have a hydraulic power line also at KGF where we manufacture transmissions and hydraulic equipments. And near to Coimbatore, we have a separate defense manufacturing unit that is at Palkad, where we manufacture high mobility vehicles. So we have regional offices, district offices all over India, marketing offices. We most of the equipment, many of the equipments are being exported. We are exporting to more than 70 countries, 71 countries we are exporting. It is all over the world. So coming to history, we started with rail manufacturing at Bangalore, and we moved on to mining and construction equipment manufacturing in 1967. And at Mysore, we started manufacturing dumpers in 85, and 87 we have opened an R&D center at KGF. So in KGF we have a hydraulic and 4-line division where we manufacture the transmissions, axles and hydraulic cylinders. In 1991 engine plant was opened at Mysore, and of course the Palkad unit, which is near to Coimbatore, we have defense manufacturing unit. We started from 2010, and aerospace manufacturing at 2011 at Mysore. So this is the summary or glimpse of what are the products in which year we have launched. So this is the overall products that we manufacture in defense and aerospace. We manufacture high mobility vehicles. That is a defense truck. We manufacture 8x8, 10x10, 12x12 high mobility vehicles. And we in aggregates we manufacture BMP transmission and ejector and air cleaner and hull for T-72 tanks. And for in the aerospace area, we have products like aircraft towing tractor. In mining and construction, we have different types of mining equipments. Dozers from 90 to 860 horsepower. In dumpers, we have 35 ton to 205. 205 ton dumper is the recently developed by our R&D. It's a heavy equipment. First time in India, we launched this heavy equipment. Excavators from 0.3 to 12 cubic meter. We recently launched 1,800 B excavator. That is also first time heavy equipment that is designed, developed and manufactured in India. We have rope shovels, walking drag line, water sprinklers of different liters from 30k to 70k liter capacity water sprinklers we manufacture that is required in mining areas. And other equipments in motor graders, loaders, pipe layers, tire handles. So in metro cars, we manufacture metro cars at Bengaluru complex. The Bengaluru metro, that is the number one metro what we are manufacturing, it is at Bengaluru complex. We also supplied metro cars to Delhi, Calcutta, Mumbai. Mumbai, in fact, we have supplied the driverless metro. So I believe that Coimbatore is also gearing up for the metro, and if we get the order, we love to supply to Coimbatore our metro cars. So in terms of numbers, these are the major accomplishments till now what we have done. So our exports, we have exported to 71 countries, mainly from mining and construction equipment, and other even some portion from defense and as well as metro, rail and metro also. So we give high preference to our vendors. And most priority is given to MSMEs. As per the policy, we need to procure 25% of the target from micro and small enterprises. However, our efforts is exceeding our target. Overall target, we have exceeded more than 25%. And around 32% of the procurements are done. And we are maintaining 32% and we strive to increase this target. So these are all related to MSMEs. I think earlier BDL has already explained about these various benefits for MSMEs. Has informed that we are continuously increasing our vendor base because we launch many new products and also we require new vendor base, both large as well as MSMEs. So there is a continuous increase in BML vendor base. So any new vendors can register through online. We have an online vendor registration. There is a process for it, and clearly the procedure is written and available in BML website. So vendor who is interested to supply to BML can register through online vendor registration. There is a mandate to procure most of the items through GEM, that is government e-marketplace. So most of the tenders are floated through GEM. And I request all vendors who are here to get registered in GEM if not done. It is free of cost and you will be getting a GEM seller ID wherein you can participate through tenders from BML. The scale of procurement from GEM is continuously increasing. Starting from 106 crores to 2021, we have already exceeded the target this year. Our target was 1865. We have already exceeded the target. 1936 is our present condition, and this number will continuously increase in future. So our main aim is Indonesian, that is Atmanirbhar Bharat. We want to reduce imports as much as possible, increase the exports as much as possible, and the local content should be as high as possible. That is our main motto. So these are all the Indonesian levels of our equipment. You can see that in mining and construction, most of the main equipments are above 90%. In defense trucks, what we use for a high mobility vehicle, 8x8 truck, our Indonesian content has increased to 97%. And we want to reach close to 100% in the near future. And metro cars also we are increasing the Indonesian content. Presently it is at 66%. So this is a breakup of all the equipments, equipment-wise. In some of the equipments where we are completely Atmanirbhar, so some of the items we are 100%. It is all locally made items. As I told in MNC, most of the equipment Indonesian percentage is more than 90%. So we need to continuously develop new products for our future market as for our company. These are the various products under development. The 1500 HP engine, it is for the main battle tank. The prototype is already done and it is in the process. High mobility vehicle 12x12 we are already manufacturing, but Indonesian we are wanted to increase the Indonesian levels. Self-propelled main barrier, 21 cubic meter rope shovel, motor grader, tire handle of 8 ton. We have 485 horsepower high capacity wheel dozer, snow cutter, and of course the Vande Bharat train we are making a prototype, the sleeper coaches, which we will be supplying probably this month. Wanted to supply the prototype to ICF Vande Bharat, and this will be hopefully it will be a continuous product for our company. So these are the pictures of what we are developing. This is a Vande Bharat sleeper coach. So actually BDL has also informed in all our imported parts are uploaded in its region portal. We have uploaded nearly around more than 1800 items are already available in region portal, and 579 items has already been indigenized as of now. The remaining, we also have a notification of a positive Indonesian list. We have 3 positive Indonesian. We have items in the 3 positive Indonesian list. The PAL1 we have completed. PAL2 it is under process. The Indonesian level is process. PAL3 is also some of the items have been indigenized. 29 items have been indigenized. The remaining is under process. In non-PAL, that is mainly from non-defense related items, from mining and construction as well as metro items. We have many items which are which is under the process of Indonesian, which we have published in Srijan portal. Any vendor who is interested can visit the Srijan portal. You can show the interest of the category of the items which you manufacture. For each item, there is some image is there, and brief technical specifications is there, quantity is there. What is the past requirement as well as future requirement details are also available. So I request vendors who are here can visit the Srijan portal and search for their categories, so that if they are interested to develop, they can show the interest for which our divisions will pursue for development. So these are the details where which I explained to you, that photo is available, parts brief specifications is available, features of the, and for each item there is a nodal officer, email ID and telephone number is available. And we request vendors to show interest in the Srijan portal. So this is overall about our products, what we manufacture, our locations, regional offices, and what is our policy towards MSMEs and Indonesian. So if you have any questions, you can please ask us. Later on. Okay. Okay. We'll take the questions later on. Thank you.
Sir, please. Thank you Team BML for the address and keeping it brief and crisp and stating the details quite elaborately. Moving further, now I would request Mr. Vivek Chauhan, representing L&T Sufin, to please take on the dais and address the MSME. Sir, over to you.
So good afternoon, everyone. I am Vivek Chauhan. I am from L&T Sufin, and I would like to thank EEPC for giving us opportunity to talk about my company, L&T Sufin, and how it is relevant to MSMEs of this country. So I'll quickly start. What is everyone you know what is Larsen and Toubro L&T? It's an engineering conglomerate. And engineering, and they are also a contractor for many kinds of engineering structures, be it hydrocarbons, be it nuclear reactors, goods, buildings, bridges, etc. They are also, and obviously heavy engineering stuff. So L&T has a very large vendor base of 30,000, 35, 40,000 vendors across the various categories. So the problem which L&T realized that there is a serious need to improve the quality and the access of MSME in this country. So this company was created 2 years ago. It is called L&T Sufin. Sufin is an acronym for Supply Chain and Finance. We realized that MSME has these two problems. One is a very efficient supply chain so as to serve a large set of customers, and Fin is finance, working capital finance, which one of our colleagues from BDL mentioned about it. So these are the two things which we are focusing on, and this we are doing through in a very cost-effective, digitized way. So there is digital involved into it. So this is what L&T Sufin is all about. I'll quickly take you through my next slides. Yeah. So essentially, in the two discussion which we had, both BEML and BDL, they mentioned about they want to buy products from the vendors, MSMEs, and the MSME wants to sell the product. So essentially, this is what it is represented, that the buying and the selling requires few things. We require a buyer, which in this case BEML or BDL is there. The government, it could be government, large corporate, mid corporate, SMEs. You can sell. The SMEs are also the buyers, and then there are sellers. Who could be government, large corporate, mid corporate, and SMEs also. But in doing so, there are a lot of things that needs to be taken care. It could be the specification of the product, it could the logistics is there, the manufacturing setup, etc., the contracted services, etc. There is a lot of IT enablement is also required. People need to be onboarded into the local SAP system, ERP system, etc. All this requires, and obviously then there is goods to be transported, logistics is involved, and obviously there is something called payment, the transaction which needs to happen. So money needs to be exchanged. So this is a B2B supply chain ecosystem which we have tried to depict it. We have tried to bring this entire system into a platform. When I say platform, we have created a marketplace which has all these elements at one place in a digital way. So I just want to take you through this slide. It talks about that what are some of the issues the buyer is facing and some of the issues the seller is facing. So say buyer, for example, a BEML or a BDL would be facing is where should it find more reliable sellers. So when they look for that, okay, mentioned about AS 9001 certification needs to be put, etc. All these are method of establishing the reliability of a seller. So reliability of a seller is very important for a buyer. Who will give me the best price? Again, best price at the right specification is always a concern, because the best quality and at the lowest price is or cost is what all the buyer wants. They also want the specification, whatever is being guaranteed or asked is being serviced. These are basic questions any buyer always asks. Similarly, I don't have immediate, again, if I want to service as an MSMEs, if I want to buy a product, and if a company is wanting, the seller wants to only deal in cash or advance, then in that case, the person needs to have enough money to buy that product. Similarly, logistics is another concern. The seller might be offering logistics only, they'll be saying that I can provide the product only X plant, and the logistics needs to be managed by the buyer themselves. Such scenario does occur. Same thing happens in the seller part of it. The seller also, when we, a seller, I was discussing this, and everyone knows that these small sellers essentially are present in a cluster, and there they have developed because of a principal OEM, and the seller generally develops around that OEM. So they end up becoming selling only in a certain small areas. Say for example, if a BML vendor base would be near the BML factories, right? But these sellers have aspirations to find more number of buyers. How do they find it? Because they are small. Similarly, how to quote competitive prices? Again, we don't know what is the best price, because again, these are tenders or RFQs. What is the right price and what is the right price? We need to figure it out, where the cost is going wrong if they are not getting. How do I trust a buyer with my payment? Say for example, a seller, the government rule has come that within 45 days, the public sector, public listed company needs to pay the vendors. But tell me something, we as a seller or MSME, not all of them are public limited company. So how do we make sure that the payment or the credit which we are offering to us buyer is safe? We have to just believe that the buyer is going to pay us, say after 45 days or 50 days. I'm not talking about large companies, but yeah, medium-sized companies, or if you're dealing with a MSME themselves. Similarly, again, logistics is also a problem. So based on buyers also have their problem, sellers certainly have their problem. To address, again, what we have done is that we have created an e-commerce marketplace. It is called lntsufin.com, and it has 4 key elements. It is an e-commerce platform. We don't buy anything, we don't sell anything. It is just like a gem portal. It is like a gem portal, but this portal is for non-government also. So it is portal gem. Government asked everyone to buy through gem portal, but here a non-government company can also participate as a buyer and a seller. So what we can do here is we provide product and price discovery. Both buyer and sellers, the buyer can put an RFQ, and the RFQ can be put in the specific specifications, etc., which a buyer can have. It can be as detailed as a 30 or 40 line item or specification points that is easily captured here, and it can float. And the seller discovery can be initiated through digital medium on the platform. And we also have, it is not only a discovery platform, it is a transaction platform. Say for example, if a buyer raises an RFQ, the seller, if say 20 sellers responds, of which 5 are of relevance, and the seller and buyer wants to discuss and eventually wants to transact. So we provide this platform for transaction too. Say for example, when I say transaction, money can be exchanged through this platform. So there is a payment gateway, and not only payment gateway, we also provide to enable this transaction. There are financing limits, which is the third point. So unsecured credit, my fellow speaker mentioned about unsecured facility being provided by the government. We also provide not only through 1 or 2 banks, but there are multiple banks which are there on the platform. They act also as a player on the platform. So we provide them unsecured. So the only thing is that no security, only unsecured. So what is the the asset which is on which this whole unsecured credit is done is on the order. If you get an order from say BEML, an unsecured credit can be offered to the seller or the MSME, whoever it is, based only on the order. There are also products, financial products, where you can invoice discount on day one. You should not, if you supply the material to BEML or BDL or any other company, you can invoice discount the material on your line of credit on day one. You may not wait for 45 days. So all these facilities we have tried to build through the financing program which is there, and it is all under RBI regulations and guidelines. And logistics is another area where we provide logistics on the platform. Again, SuFin, L&T SuFin doesn't own the logistics providers are on the platform. As sellers and buyers are on the platform, similarly financing institutes and logistics suppliers are also on the platform. So we provide all kinds of FTL, PTL, and we service close to 21,000, all the 21,000 PIN codes. This is what the integrated solution is all about. If you really look at some of the key features, so we provide digital catalog for all these sellers. RFQ management, it is unique again. Order management modules are there, supply chain, finance I mentioned about, logistics management, payment, this is payment gateway, it is as good as anybody you use Amazon, it is very similar to that. For large orders or very specific products, it may be a specific components of say a missile or etc. For that particular orders, which may not be a repeatable item. For that also financing and other payment plan can be designed. We call it milestone payments. So that also is there. Analytics. So for repeat items, say for example, if I buy raw material or consumable, as a buyer, you know how my consumption is happening and I'm going to place the order. But for a seller also, there are analytics program which will help them that now if there are 3 buyers which are putting orders on the platform, they will come to know that at what time, what day the order needs to be or the product needs to be replenished. So such analytics are also available. And this particular platform is available both on web, which is, and also on an app, which is L&T SuFin app. And we also are present on WhatsApp, so people can actually respond on WhatsApp. We are present across the country, so close to 45,000 buyers and sellers are already onboarded onto the platform. We also know that this B2B business is very difficult to believe everything digital. So we also have 250 people across the country spread out, warm bodies, to make sure that people are onboarded not only digitally but physically, and that confidence gap between the buyer and seller can be bridged. So that is what we are present across. Some of the products, and I just want to share with you that the kind of products and categories which we are present. Essentially, L&T is an engineering company, a manufacturing company. So initially our focus has always been in industrial supplies and consumables, machinery, tools and mechanical equipments, building materials, the all cement, AAC blocks, etc. Packaging material, which it could be the HDP, LDP materials, corrugated papers, etc., office supplies, and electrical and electronics equipments. So it could be power electronics and all kinds of electronics which is used in industrial setup. So close to 50 plus product categories and 350,000 SKUs are live as a catalog. And we continuously keep on adding each product, many products in these specific categories. I mentioned to you that the both buyer and seller or the counterparty say, how do you believe it? That they are the right people. So one more service which we give is the trust seal, which is essentially a seal which is given to the seller or the buyer depending upon who is availing a credit. Say for example, if the buyer wants 60 days credit, then the buyer first we need to establish that the buyer is good enough to be given a credit. So that part of this thing is called the trusted seal, is given to the buyer to give confidence to the seller that the money is safe. And who is taking care of it? It is L&T SuFin. Similarly, if the seller wants, if the buyer wants availing credit to have a cash discount onto the buyer or onto the seller, again that also the product is good, bad, ugly, it is as per specification. That trust seal also helps in making sure that the right product is coming to the buyer. So, and this trust seal is updated for the customers every 6 months. So the person, and we do this not by us but by a third party. So it gives a lot of confidence to the both buyer and sellers that we are transacting with the right person. Some of the financing product I want to mention, these are working capital facilities, discounting facilities, term loans, loan against property, channel finance, business loans, equipment finance. So again, I'll be happy to discuss. My team is here and you can write it to us or visit our website. So you can think of us as a platform where we offer all kinds of financing facilities. But the trick here is collateral free. Everything is collateral free. Government is also helping in collateral free through certain banks. But now we have plethora of lenders, bankers, NBFCs who are offering collateral free. Collateral free loan for trade credit, collateral free loan for an invoice which is to be discounted, collateral free loan for if you want to procure something, we call it purchase order bill discounting. For example, if a vendor gets a large order, say a 10 crores order from a company, large company like a BDL or a BML. So then for buying raw material, you need certain working capital. That also we help you get through. Again, it is collateral free. These are very quick approvals, attractive terms. The interest rate will always be higher than the collateral based facility by almost 2% per annum kind of a thing. It will be expensive, but the important thing is that the limits will be given immediately faster, but the rate will be obviously 1 or 2% higher depending upon the party. End-to-end logistics, I mentioned cost-effective transit insurance is free. Since we deal with the logistics teams, we have negotiated with them. Extensive reach, I mentioned. Again, a courier can also be transported and to full truckload, part truckload, etc. It all are available on our platform. This is our app which we recently launched. I will urge you, you can scan it here, you can put it in Apple App Store or Google Play Store. You may like to download it. It is very easy. Again, onboarding or getting into the platform is free for the buyers, but for sellers, onboarding is free. But if you want your hundreds and hundreds of cataloged to be updated onto our platform, then we take a very minuscule fee of 4,000 rupees for around 4,000 rupees a year to update the catalogs. If you want to do it yourself, you are happy to do it, it is all free. But if you want us to do it, we help you do that, but for a minor fee of 4,000 rupees. So that is what I have, I wanted to share with you. Thank you so much. I'll be happy to discuss more. And thank you so much, EPC, and thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity to share with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your address. May I now request our dignitaries to be on the dais. In the process, I would also request all our vendors, probable vendors who are present there, to kindly raise your queries for the sessions that you had already attended. Queries coming from the address of BEML, BDL, L&T SUFIN. Any queries, please feel free to answer. Any queries, please, for the session you have heard, addressing our key speakers today?
Hello, I am DK Chand, representing Grow World Technica. What about these services? Mostly today's session we're hovering on a product, basically product NDA. We are basically a service provider. What about that? Yes.
So thank you so much for asking that question, sir. Sir, on L&T SUFIN, currently we are not offering any services, and it is not a marketplace for services. Currently it is not there. But over a period of time, once we stabilize on this, we plan to introduce certain services. The services, so we will put on say for example lab services. Somebody mentioned about how the lab services, NABL labs were also wanting to put their services onto our website, etc. So those kind of services we are looking into it, but currently we are not offering, but we intend to offer in near future.
Dave sir, I'm Raju from Mumbai, from Naman. We are in sheet metal fabrication components. You think for sheet metal components, which is not a product, this aerospace is required, or just the ISO? Two ISOs I agree. One is environmental, and other is information security. But do you think for sheet metal also the aerospace license will be, or that certification will be required?
No. In my presentation, I made it amply clear that if you onboard us with this sort of certification, it means that I don't have to be more worried about validating a process. Okay. Generally, when I onboard a vendor, there are somewhere around 50 to 60 parameters on which I qualify a vendor for my production. And if I talk of, say, there are 2 or 3 products, like we have got legacy products or TOT products for which we have got foreign OEMs. So they give us the drawings and design, and then we offload them to our vendors, and then they do it. A lot of it is done in-house. As far as DRDO projects are concerned, they also give us certain vendors who are approved. Okay. And even if the vendors are approved, again, our team along with the designer, we go and visit the facility, inspect the facility, and see that they are capable of supplying to us what they have committed. So it is not absolutely necessary, I will make it very clear. But having it will definitely help the, may I use the word instead of vendor, the partner, to partner with us in a more better way. So I've been to 2 or 3 companies where I went for assessment. So the process was done very perfectly, but there was no what you call documentation. So as per a particular clause, that is 7.5 of AS, we need to document the process. Otherwise, if you skip any step, like if you need a heat treatment, then you need a cooling, or you need a cycle in which you need to keep say an onboard package OBP and then vibrate it for at 6G for 5 hours, 2 hours. So all these things are definitely will happen when you have a process listed, and in that also you have all the cables coming out, and we are monitoring the continuous performance in simulated condition. So I'll again make it clear that if you have a process which you have already qualified or certified, it will be useful. But even if you don't have, we have our own parameter set and also the designer recommended source. So it is again not that we would prefer to go to the designer recommended source. At the same time, we are under a lot of, I should use the word that we need to have alternate sources also. Because I cannot depend on one source. If it, for some reason, the one source that I identified, and it says that I am not in a position to give you as per the required time, then I have got a lot of problems of supplying it to the trial services. So it will be better if we have the certification. Even if you don't have, you can get registered with us with a certain small amount of documentation. We'll visit you, we'll qualify you, and we have our technical team again who do all this activity, and corporate commercial which I represent will also be a part of that team, in which we have, which has got a finance guy, it has got 2 or 3 electronic guys if it's an electromechanical process, and people from corporate who have, like I have been in corporate for almost a decade, so I have covered areas of planning, commercial and QA. So with that help, I think we'll be happy to onboard you. It's not the certification, but yes, definitely a certification helps in getting on board, and the degree to which we go in depth for a persons who are not certified, around 50-70 parameters. For certified, we'll go for slightly less parameter. That check sheet is not with me, but that check sheet, if you are like how many qualified personnel, what has been your turnover, and is there any attrition rate, are they like most of the industries possibly are definitely small scale. So they may be having radio mechanics, they may be having fitters, they may be having technicians. Now we can't expect them to get qualified, but the supervisor or the officer who is above them, definitely he can be qualified and guide them and write the procedures. And there are 3 levels, like level 1, level 2, work instructions, and then formats. So it's a pretty involved activity if we have to go for a certification, which if the company is able to do, we'll be happy. So I hope I have answered your query, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Geeta. Actually, we are into electrical panel manufacturing. I just want to know, as sir said that we have earmarked around 25% for MSMEs. Is it for tender portal, means wherein works tenders are in there? Because we have seen that even though you have earmarked 3% of this 25% for women, so there it is never considered in that.
Can you just repeat the question? Like 3% is for services or for actual production?
Yeah, means works tender, what I mean to say.
Okay.
Means wherein it is not only supply, it includes both supply, installation, testing
No,
and
we are
commission.
taking it as 3%. It will form a part of our what we project as to ministry.
Okay.
We'll take it as a part of that 3%, because we don't have. We are trying to onboard most of you on our this thing. So there are some like what I have understood. Most of the women entrepreneurs are MSME, are not into core production areas.
Okay.
That is what has been our assessment. So in case you are into a core production area, like you told, panels and all that, so that will definitely be a part of that 3%. That's not
Because we have worked with HAL, BEML,
Yes.
and this policy is not implemented there. Particularly now, recently they have taken out even giving this EMD exemption for MSMEs.
Yes, yes.
Even that is also taken out of the policy. They say that it is not for the works tenders. I just wanted
No,
to know about that.
what I am following means I as BDL, and they are all PSUs.
Okay.
So we have to follow that very
Government.
strict and standard procedure. Otherwise, I know you guys will reach out at different levels. So we have to follow it, and as been told by my honorable speakers, we have to make payments in time. And this is definitely a part of the supply, what you call the input material. Like we consider the input material that goes into the production of our goods. So that is definitely, the whole policy says that 25% procurement from MSME.
No, procurement, is it only for the supply or even works also comes under that?
Works will also count with that, madam.
Works will not be there?
No, there is one more policy which is coming up. I have been dealing with ministry queries also. They deal with a certain query, a thing called non-consultancy services or something. Okay, so like people who are in transportation and people who are in logistics. So all these also are being considered as a broader part of the supply chain mechanism. So as part of that mechanism, we can consider. But as of now, as you rightly told, some people are interpreting it in different ways.
Yeah, they are interpreting this.
Yes.
New notification is interpreted in some.
It will take some time to come there because they have solicited replies from everybody. I am also framing a reply that what are the non-consultancy services, how you define them, and is there any requirement in which BDL is going to add to them, or is everything fine? Because whenever a ministry makes a policy, it circulates to all the PSUs. And if we have any, should I use the word, a better suggestion or something which is not acceptable, then we have to give a response.
Okay.
So as far as youth, I'll tell you very openly that we are trying our best to meet that 3%
No,
from
but,
women entrepreneurs. It's not happening.
It's become common purchase. Out of common purchase, you are fulfilling that requirement of 3%, but it's
Yes,
not
yes.
for the core sector, basically engineering sector. As you rightly said, not many women are there in
Yes,
the engineering
that's why
sector.
we are trying to get more individually as BDL. We have done even people have got in touch with our departments and taken them for some 8 to 10 entrepreneurs who MSME who came to us for a meeting, and we have taken them across our plant also and tried to show them what you can make. Now these are all technical things, but in services also the percentage is very less actually. Those who are heading the companies and but as per government we want more and more. Like if I am say my procurement is around 3,000 or 4,000 per year. It's a rolling procurement. Every year it will change. So out of 3,000, I am able to get 500 from MSME. But from women, I am not. I'm still trying my best to. I am around, say, maybe around 1 or 2%, to be frank. So that again, we are trying to increase by getting on board most of them and trying to redefine them. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Thank you.
Madam, one more thing.
Sir, good morning.
Just in addition to what sir has already explained in detail, basically what mainly services related, we are going through JUMP portal. So it's not 100%, but we are continuously year on year we are improving. If you see from a presentation, we started from 100 crores, now it is touching more than 1900 crores in 2-3 years. So target what they are telling is maximize. Maximize means it is towards 100%, but still we are not achieved 100%, but the gap is becoming very less and less. So through JUMP portal, everybody is welcome to participate in the tenders. If they meet the tender conditions, definitely it will be considered, madam.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. I am Srinivas Rao, representing Andhra Pradesh government. Sir, MSMEs can register themselves with you directly or through NSIC, sir?
It is through, we can directly apply for vendor registration. We have vendor registration, online vendor registrations are available for BML as well as BDL also. No? Yeah, for both online vendor registration is available.
So directly?
You can directly
Directly can enter.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Sir, can you, any specific products or services for request from MSMEs? Any different types of products?
Yeah, based on product, you can mention the category of the products. For example, it may be a casting, it may be a forging, it can be an electrical item, it can be some aggregate related, depending upon, some may be from radiators. Depending upon the category of the item, it can be registered.
Oh, in your website, there is any list of products or list of services?
you see, in MSA with around 358 items are already available. It is in the government website as well as individual public sector website.
Yes.
If you see in our BML, if you go to online vendor registration, the category of what type of items,
Yes.
we have many categories are available. We have written the main sheet only.
Yeah, okay.
We can apply through category. Now, for services, mainly we are going through Jump Portal.
Yes.
We can directly participate in Jump Portal.
Sir, right. Sir. Thank you.
Sir, I think I have got a list of those items, of these 358 items,
Yes, okay.
out of which we are also procuring a lot of them. So if honorable people are willing to see, I can show it on that. Because most of them possibly may not know what is there, as you rightly asked.
Yes.
What are the items in which I should concentrate? So those list of items is there in which we are mandated to procure from MSME only.
Okay.
And these are some very generic items like that I can show if I have in my pen drive.
So probably you can share it with us and
Offline,
then
yes.
we can
We'll do
then, I would request all the probable vendors with the same set of queries where you are requesting for those 350 line items can address your query to us, to EPC, and accordingly I'll have it from BDL, BML, whichever entity, and we'll pass it on to you. Okay, moving on further, I would request, with the paucity of time, can discuss the individual queries separately after the session. I would now request Dr. Rajesh Srivastav to kindly proceed with the...
Memento कब देना? Mementos. Yeah. We would like to present a memento to our speakers so that they remember us for the time to come. And Vivanshu, please. Yeah. Yeah. I request Mr. Raghuvar Raman to please. Again to Mr. Srinivasan. Thank you, sir. Mr. Satish Varan. And to Mr. Vivek from L&T Sufin. So I thank all the speakers here, and thanks to all of you. I'm sure you must have gained a lot of information on doing business with public sector defense units. It's very important. And please exchange cards and meet them separately. You want to meet them even now, I mean, you can have one-to-one discussions, show your brochures, exchange your cards, so that you all can. Thank you, Mr. Raman, also for your kind presence. Thank you. I request all of you to come forward and have a photo session.